As soon as I got off the plane at Skopje, I could smell it. I could smell the Balkans. You know what I mean? I could smell it. Something. And just coming in, I'm like, not again. Have they not learnt their lesson yet? You know what I mean? After Croatia and Bosnia and everything, they still haven't learnt the lessons. Welcome to the apocalypse. This is the National Stadium of Kosovo, and this is the home of SC Pristina. My groundkeeping duties, taking glass out of the pitch, because when NATO cruise missiled that building, just covered this whole pitch with debris. And they've been pulling glass out for the last 3 months, 4 months, and we're still finding it. Nice pitch, nice and wide. Be a nice place if it had some floodlights, wouldn't it? You know, look alright. This is Urson, who is my PITA, which is pain in the ass.
Right now I'm a translator and assistant coach for Scotty. He's a good guy, but he's a PATL, so this is a really old club. They used to play in first division of Yugoslavia. They used to have a very, very good team. I used to be a pioneer here, and I saw a lot of good teams. Hajduk Split, Red Star Belgrade, Partizan Belgrade beaten here. They had a real good team spirit. There were a lot of Serbs playing here, a lot of Albanians playing here. It was just about football. It was just about football.
I was invited here by the Vietnam Veterans of America Foundation. And they were certainly impressed with the work we'd done in Bosnia, and they invited me out here to see if I could set up a project doing the football mine awareness here in Kosovo. I would say the stress and the tension that's in this country was close to what I and the rest of the guys experienced of delivering food during the war in Bosnia. This has probably been the closest, because you just don't know what's going on around the corner. I didn't really realise the oppressive regime the Serbs instilled in this country, and just what Milosevic has done to these people. You know, there's a lot of bad blood towards the Serbs, And in 10 minutes, minor awareness. If they do a good job, I'll give you 20 footballs. So some dress and some cones. If they do bad job, nothing.
This is Flamatare, which is one of the local teams that play in, like the Kosovo Premier League, if you like. As you can see, the pitch itself is not up to much, however it's all they've got and they make the most of it. The kids are absolutely fanatical about the game. You're sort of in the middle here between obviously the Serbians and the Albanians. I think the biggest thing that we have learned is the ability to go out on the streets and talk to people, which is obviously something we've gained from Northern Ireland, which has been a massive boost to us because it allows the troops to get out and about on the feet and actually speak to people, because at the end of the day, if you don't speak to people, you don't find things out, and that's probably the best form of intelligence that we've got out here, is to get out and actually speak to the locals. Right, we've stood outside McDonald's now. This is where Scotty spends most of his time, which is why he's a bit of a fat football coach.
Over the ball. Up. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Now do it with the ball. Slowly. No. Oh, hoppa. Now try and take the ball. Bravo. Kosovo's very hardcore. I mean, like, 2 hours away, I have a rocket grenade attack. Big bang. They were after a Serb woman who serves on a council, but they blew up an Albanian's front room. And thank God the kids were in bed. You know what I mean? No one was hurt. You know what I mean? They're killing their own people. Shells, bullets, projectilat, lumbat, granatas. Young players like you have played with them, picked them up, bang.
Obviously the reason Scotty's here, the main reason he's here, is obviously to teach the kids about mine awareness and unexploded ordnance. And as if by chance, yesterday, one of my full screws caught sparks was out, bumped into one of the locals just up the road, just round the corner from here, and was basically told that he had a live grenade in his garden. By the time I got up there, he'd already cordoned the area off, and then what we tried to establish was whether the pin and the fly-off lever was still in it, to obviously make sure that the actual grenade itself was safe. It's then just a case of securing the fly-off lever to ensure it doesn't come off, and then bringing the grenade back to here. So it just highlights some of the problems that we have with obviously the kids, if the kids have got hold of it, especially the young kids. And it just makes Scotty's job more worthwhile, because if he can obviously spread the word through his spirit of soccer, and it makes our job that little bit easier.
You're going to be careful of the mines. Are you going to work hard for your trainers? Good boys. You can't compare Bosnia to Kosovo. You can't. You just can't do that. People try, but you just can't. Kosovo is a completely separate and unique situation. It's still very tense and dangerous out here. There's a lot of revenge, killings and kidnappings and beatings. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm not here to get involved in that. I'm here to do mine awareness with the kids and try and help out a few kids where I can. You can meet the most intelligent, lovely person and start chatting away, and suddenly, out of nowhere, comes this nationalism. At the moment, those Albanians now are as bad as the Serbs. It's screwed. The country is broken. Someone come up and broke Kosovo completely. Watching what happened here in Kosovo brought back a lot of memories, a lot of thoughts about the war in Bosnia. There was part of me that desperately wanted to come out here and drive convoys and get food to people and help the refugees. It is my war still, you know, basically wherever there's a conflict, there is a need afterwards for us to come in and try and educate the kids about the dangers of the debris that war leaves. So it is my war. Like it or not, it is my war. You got upside down, you donut. Get it upside down. Yeah.
Ja, bäst fatto.
Hallo. Guarda, nu torni.
Excuse me. Hello. Hello. My name's Scotty.
Bonjour, Scotty.
And I'm from England.
Jag pratar Anglis.
If you do a good job,
Co se? Du
and
kör ni
work
mer?
hard,
Eller på någon nivå?
you will earn a present for your club.
Kan ni med meritoni dhurat për klubin e juaj?
You're gonna work hard for me?
A keni me punu shumë?
Yes.
All right, Erson. Robert, stretch him out quickly.
Përpara mrapa. Tre. Moje. Komen e maj.
What we're going to concentrate on is passing. If my foot's passing that way, the ball will go that way. Make sure that foot is passing when the ball wants to go. Look up, up. Gracefully speak. Boom, yeah? Get over. Who would like to be a professional footballer here?
Kush kish pas shef më bo lojtar profesional për
Hands
juve?
up.
Çani dur?
Everybody. Everybody. What do you need to be a professional
Çka
footballer?
ju duhet për më bo lojtar profesional?
Training.
Training?
Bravo.
Good. Anything else?
Tjetër?
Conditions.
Conditions? Good. But the most important thing you're going to need to be a professional footballer
Qa është mas më rëndësi që ju duhet më bo lojtar profesional është kom.
is your legs. If you're not careful of the mines,
Qofse nuk jeni kujdesshëm kundër minave,
you won't be playing football anymore.
s'keni me lujt më futboll. Ato ta dini.
This is a map of your country.
Kjo është harta e Kosovës.
These are where the mines are.
Këtu ku gjenden minat në Kosovë.
Now let's find Prism
Edhe që Prizreni ku është?
just outside. Here. All around this area is mines.
This location we've got about 4 or 5 major lanes of barrier minefields, anti-tank minefields. The minefields have been laid by the Serbs to prevent KFOR or anybody else crossing the border. We are actually following the lanes along to remove the mines, because if we don't and we leave them over the winter, they will disappear. People do take them out the ground. Never seen a minefield so concentrated. From the hill, they go over and it carries on all the way up to our other minefield and all the way down to the border.
So from here, you'll unscrew the top, take the fuse out.
Well, we'll get up to it, we'll clear around it first.
Make sure there's nothing.
Yeah, make sure there's nothing else around it. Then the team leader will come down, he'll neutralise it, and then he'll pull it from a distance.
These are what, 1975?
1974 these were made.
So the plastic could be very brittle, especially if they've been laying like this.
We had quite a problem a few weeks ago with cows and cattle coming through, and every time it came through we had to stop the demining and arrest the guys, and for the simple reason that it's a danger to the guys working as well. And it actually did happen. When the guys were resting, waiting for the cattle to go out of the area, one of the cows got blown up on an anti-tank mine.
So you see there the channel of the mines coming down, and this is where Ermintrude stood on the mine.
I don't think it's ever going to stop. People are ever going to stop putting mines in the ground, personally. You know, when war is war, the rules get broken and no one really cares who made what. They'll just put the mines back in the ground, that's the way I feel. They don't need any food, they don't need any water, they don't need any pay, they just sit there. It's there designed to stop people from going across. Very effective.
Guess what I've got for you? Come with me. Come with me.
Well done, is it? Blow it.
That'll annoy your mum. Always on his toes. Anticipate. On your toes. Has anyone ever seen these signs before?
Ai keni po këto sheja ma herët dikur.
Oh, what does it mean?
Çka do me thonë?
Mina.
Danger mines.
Danger mines. Big danger mines.
Shumë rrezik për mina, jo rrezik.
If you saw a field with that sign,
Nëse shihni një fushë me këto sheja,
would you go into that field?
a keni me hi aty me lutë?
Good boys. If you take this sign down from a path,
Nëse e hek këtë shej prej dikujt,
it could be a member of your family that walks down and gets killed and injured.
Mundet me kon antar I familjes tone, vlla, motra apo nona, baba që hin mrena edhe vdes për asoj minës.
Are they better footballs than what you've got?
A janë to pa pak më të mirë se që I keni?
Do you know why? Do you know why you're getting these
A
footballs?
dini pse I pimerni këto topa?
Because you've earned them. But you've earned them.
Sepse I keni meritu.
I need you to help me help other young footballers not to lose their legs or
Unë e
their
bjuni
lives.
më juve, po kam nevoj edhe ju me mnimu mu që me ju nimu fëmijëve tjerë që me qenë sigurt për kundër minave.
And if we do that,
Edhe nëse bëjmë këto bashkë,
we will have great football in Kosovo in the
kemi me
years to
pas
come.
shumë një futboll të mirë, lojtar të mirë në Kosovë.
Okay? 1, 2.
And I first met Scotty in Sarajevo, and as you do, you meet guys in a bar, you have a drink, got chatting. The good thing about the particular project that he runs is that you get the whole family turn up to watch the football, and then you've got a captive audience.
Me juve mu kthyu në apet me bo edhe një trenim.
It doesn't labour the point, it doesn't go on forever and ever and bore people to death. So his message is very simple: to play football, you need to have legs.
Gomini! God, I'm glad he's a goalkeeper and not playing outside. God damn. Well done, dude. Well, God, do you reckon the FA will sponsor me one day? Hey? Do you reckon one of them will actually like wake up and let me like, you know what I mean? Come and sponsor me. Come and join me. Come and play some real football.
There's a lot of politics involved in it. Lots of money gets spent on massive meetings and conferences and that, and it drives people like Scotty up the wall. And he doesn't have a lot of time for people that just talk about it. He'd rather just see the money and the funding and get on with it. He's a bit of a maverick. We take the piss out of him a lot, but he's good at what he does.
Heated change rooms, gonna have a nice jacuzzi now, and you know, probably like, you know, a rub down by the physio. Look at this poor lady. Oh, excuse me, madam. Oh dear.
guys are going to do here today is they've been removing these mines from the border minefields. As you can see, there's loads of them. Normally, a mine would be blown in situ. We wouldn't move it at all. Because there's so many of them, such a wide open area, they've pulled each of these mines to make sure they're not booby-trapped. And now they're stockpiled, and we've got too many of them. It's time to get rid of them.
Roger, all clear of helicopters. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
My mate's here is Billy Blinko. He's the company sergeant major, which is basically you have the officer in charge of the whole company, and then he's in charge of everything else. Basically, he's God to the soldiers and to the young officers. And the young officers here are 6 to a 10. 6 beds in each 10. Company sergeant major. We can have a look at how the company sergeant major lives. The only man, apart from the officer in charge of the whole company, that has his own penthouse. Oh, can you get over these creases? Well, I didn't shave properly again this morning, so like, you know. I'm glad I'm not in the army, I'm in the street right now.
Me and Sergeant Billy Miller were doing a coaching session down in Pristina when Scotty appeared on the scene, at which point, you know, we weren't overawed, but obviously we're aware of his presence because of the children went running towards him, and that was the first casual meeting we had with him. There on after, but then we start getting more involved with the football side of life and the coaching that we wanted to do. To be quite honest, there is a barrier at times between the people. Obviously, it's now 12 months on since the war itself. The people have had a presence in that 12 months in the green skin. Now, we have to strike a balance between the people to ensure that, one, they feel secure, and secondly, that we can be more approachable towards them.
I brought 2 friends of mine along today. So they come through to shock me. Billy, Billy, other Billy, 2 Billys, 2 Billy, Big Billy, Little Billy. They are both footballers and they play for the army representative side.
Daar zit een luthor, de loon van... Voor tot change droog, jij hebt ook een autoriteiten. Als informatie. Go!
He's got a touch like a kipper. He's got a touch of a kipper, mate. I've seen milk turn faster than that boy. Oh, he's got hot pants on as well. Have you seen these hot pants? Look at those. Cool, dude. Look at that, ladies. A packet and a half, eh? Pity he's married.
Like a battleground, isn't it? They play on this pitch all the time. I mean, the technical ability is brilliant. He's definitely got the Sergeant Major edge as well, hasn't he? Sergeant Major Scotty.
All right, but listen, when I'm talking, be quiet.
He gets quite annoyed very easy, doesn't he?
Okay? To go.
A bit more patience, I think he needs.
Technique, imagination. You can do anything just with this.
Që një gati një vit s'kemë ushtru hiç, abim thënë drejtën se fëmijët e s'kan guxuar televizin edhe nëpër qytet. Sa kanë për shembull edhe pa hymnin e natës se pa fillu lufta në qendër këtu në Prishtinë për shembull. Domethënë një vit mbrapa është shumë për fëmijë. Po ajo gjithkund është në botë që ndodh për shembull futbolli është një gjë që pa marrë parasysh lufta që ka ndodhur. Ajo është një lojë sportive që duhet njëri vetë sportisti me dëshpirtnisht. Pa marrë parasysh sportisti s'duhet me marrë as me politikë as me sa me tjetër.
In the car, we have the man, and a very wonderful man, who I first met in 1996. His name is Tony Allen. He's an ex-D miner, and now he's pretending to be a photographer. He's got a little throwaway camera, but he's got a press card, so he fixes all that. But Tony was the first man ever to give money to Spirit Soccer. And not only that, you know, he knows his mine awareness. He used to be an engineer during the war. I don't know which war he was fighting in. I don't ask those questions, mate. He's ex-Foreign Legion as well, ex-French Foreign Legion. So he's a bit of a nutter.
That's a good shot. Fucking hell. Stop. Anti-tank mine.
Look at that.
Here. Look at that. That is an anti-tank mine.
Shumira. Very good.
When he introduced the program to me back in, I think it was 1996 in Sarajevo, at that point in time we were having a problem reaching a certain type of child. And it was general, like the youngest child in a family full of boys who, because of his brothers who had seen lots of other things in life and were a lot ahead of his peers in school. And we were having trouble reaching this particular personality and telling them about what the dangers of mines were, because they basically thought they knew everything. And these particular kids were getting in lots of problems in Bosnia at the time, and they were being identified as the major factors in multiple injury incidents, where the incident started with one kid bringing an object that was dangerous to the playground or to the school and telling the other kids, well, hey, it's safe, I know it is, I see my brothers with it during the war, and I know all about this, let me show you how to play with this, how to make it explode. And we were figuring out, how do we reach that?
Now turn to your left.
This approach that he has, they open up to him in a way that they would never open up to someone else, another adult, because he has an information that they need. And he's talking about a sport that they love. So at the end of the session, he can tell them anything he wants, and they're going to listen, you know, because they respect him.
Oh, yeah, he's not a bad player. it's so tense and so stressful out there, the only time that I'm totally relaxed is when I'm on the football pitch with those kids. I forget about the racism, the hatred, the tension, the violence. And it just sort of all goes out the window when you get on the football pitch. And it's because of the energy of the kids.
Translator!
Nice meeting you, mate. Thanks for coming up. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, you too.
See you again soon. Thanks very much, mate. All the best. We just stopped here to pay our respects to 5 gentlemen who were murdered during the Kosovan conflict. Another word for it, ethnically cleansed or whatever, but they were murdered. They were unarmed and were shot by the Serbs. So we just laid a football as a mark of respect for the dead footballers of not just of Kosovo, but of all of the Balkans. And I sincerely hope they sort it out in this part of the world very soon. Here is a situation where teams from Mitrovica and Giuliani were playing and the game had to be stopped because of crowd trouble. They all fought against each other and then they're fighting each other. So the Kosovo Football Association has decided that they all come to Pristina and will play the game behind closed doors. As you can see, the crowd have already turned up and the FA have relented and let the fans come in because they're mainly Pristina fans. So the lads are playing in front of some kind of atmosphere today. Favourites are losing 1-0. And it's getting a bit niggly. You can't play football with hate. You cannot play football with hate. You can only play football with love. If you play football with hate, you're going to get sent off, you're going to hurt yourself and hurt other people. It doesn't really work.
Very good speak English?
Sometimes.
Go!
yeah? You lot are running and the ball's going all over the place. Slow down. Better. Bravo. That's what it's all about, eh? Grassroots football. You know what I mean? Bit of space, and here we go. We've got a game going on, bit of work going on. Hey lad, he's got his Adidas Wellington boots on. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And this is where you'll find the talent. This is where you'll find, you know, the next Michael Owen. Out in places like this. Wow. To be a teacher is one of the greatest jobs in the world. You can be a carpenter and be a teacher. You can be a plumber. You can be a musician. You know what I mean? I think everyone has got a coach in them. Why do you think football's got such a hold on the world? There are a set of rules. If you break them, you get sent off. If you play it with a smile on your face or enjoy it, you're going to have a great game. How's things? Okay? Good. What have we got there? I deal with ex-KLA and mafia every day. They're the ones really making the money. They're bringing loads of stuff in, and I don't ask them what they do. I don't really care, you know? And it ain't for me to judge any man. Fucking Del Boy, innit? Got any tapes? They're putting money in for the kids, getting the pitches sorted out, fair enough, because there's no government out here. And the UN are too busy wasting money on four-wheel drives to, like, drive 300 yards down the road. What have you got? What's this? You've been stealing that from paid for, huh? Time with the eggs, remember? We were down there. Yeah, I saw you. So many people have just learnt to turn their back without saying anything. And I think that people have forgotten that politicians are in power because of us. They spend our money and they're supposed to represent us. Now, what you see here is a cruise missile, all right, that was probably launched in the Adriatic in the nice sunshine and come down and blew this place apart and killed and injured a number of Serbs and a number of civilians, from what I can gather. That was paid by taxpayers. You know, it's a great little playground for these little kids now. But this is what the Western world is good at now. We're good at destruction. In war, we're very decisive. We plan and we act. Now, if we could do the same sort of thing for peace, who knows what would happen. There you go. I don't know what this is. Dead people. There you go. This is what the kids are burning. Are these police files, you think? Yeah. From Serbian police files. Jesus Christ. So this is basically how they dealt with people. What do you do? Oh, well, I tell him not to look at that. You know what I mean? When the politicians let us down, that's what happens, and this is what happens. It's time to stop all this, because this could be Britain, and this could be America. You're right, I'm not just a coach, I'm a father, and I'm an adult, and I'm a husband. And those kind of things should instill some kind of moral fibre within yourself. And I'm not going to just sit and turn my back anymore. And I think there's a lot of us that feel the same way. A lot of us.
So where are we going anyway?
That Paya. Formerly known as Pej, it's now called Paya. There's a lot of fighting up there, a lot of destruction, as you've seen on the trip up here. There's a lot of houses that have been destroyed, a lot of houses without roofs. Big problem. All the aid agencies arrived and so busy buying Land Cruisers and laptop computers, people forgot to get the wood in before the winter. So the UN is way, way, way behind in providing building materials to house these families for the winter. Everyone's racing against time to get it done before the snow arrives. This country is like, I think, 150 kilometres long by 125 kilometres wide. It's tiny. Too much traffic. I mean, these roads are like tiny, and you've got the military, you've got every aid agency under the sun, and then you've got loads of BMWs and Mercedes and whatever from the mafia running around, and it's just, it takes you forever to get anywhere. Where the war started. Bastards, eh?
Ju jeni grupa e parë, ju qëto 4 grupe ka 4. Ju jeni grupa e dytë.
It doesn't cost a lot to buy a couple of footballs or a couple of basketballs, and what you leave behind is such a great foundation for the community, for the village, for the town, for the city.
2 touches! There! No. Hey! Oh,
I mean, for the price of one retired American policeman here who sits in a car and does nothing because his hands are tied by the bureaucracy, etc., that's $110,000. I'd hate to think how many footballs I could buy with that.
One more time. There, 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 there. Son, get this group going, coach them through it. Kur t'ja nis për shembull te atina e qëtu.
Got an easy way of learning living, isn't there? If we just save one.
That's what I say.
Just
Even
one
if we
kid.
just save one kid, it's worth the money. It's worth the effort.
Where are you going, Donut? God.
He's one of the better ones as well. The main problem here is during the conflict, a lot of the mines that were actually put in the ground were put by the Yugoslav National Army. They didn't actually mark the areas that they mined. However, we've got an idea of those areas because they're the areas that were ethnically cleansed, or areas that we call confrontation lines, where the actual conflict took place.
Who has done mine awareness at school? Or... Hands up. Hands up. There you go, Ben. 6.
About 10%.
10%. And how much money have they been spending in this country on mine awareness? And where are we? Probably the most polluted place in mines, and 10% of my players done mine awareness. And yet they've done 60 villages in this region. Bullshit.
A lot of the problem is caused by the ordnance that was dropped by NATO forcing the Yugoslav army from Kosovo.
Cluster bombs. Bomba al cassetore. Who's heard of cluster bombs? I can introduce my head for bomba. NATO dropped the cluster bombs.
A lot of the cluster bombs that they dropped are unfortunately attractive to children. Some of them are yellow, some of them are shaped like darts. So if a child sees it and he has no form of education about what it's capable of doing to him, then they will go along and touch it or move it or try and transport it or play football with it. It's not my place to criticise NATO and what they did here. However, some of the weaponry that was used maybe, on reflection, shouldn't have been used.
Bang! We signed an Ottawa agreement that we would not use anti-personnel mines. I'll tell you how the government and the military get around this. And don't get me wrong, I support the military. I believe in a strong defensive military force. But on record we said we won't use anti-personnel mines. So what we'll do, we'll modify that out of the 200 plus cluster bombs that we drop in this single bomblet, we'll modify that 15% of them don't go off on impact. So they basically become mines. This is the lover's lane, if you like, of Pristina. And I would say 60% of the children in Pristina have probably been conceived in these hills over the last 10 years. So it's a very popular point for school kids to come up, old people, they're always up here walking. And at the moment it's full of cluster bombs.
What we have here is the BL-755, which is the British cluster bomb. What they work in 3 rules: for buildings, for armour, and it'll also have fragmentation for personnel. So it'll kill anything within a 100-metre radius straight away. The yellow one is the American BLU-97, and it deploys a parachute and its fragmentation inside, as well as a standoff, the same principle, anti-armour and anti-personnel. And what this does as well, it's got an anti-handling device inside. So they're very attractive, they don't look like a bomb, and kids pick them up, and there's been a lot of kids injured because of this. We've done a little demonstration on Friday in here, what the effects are of fragmentation. You see a perfect hole, straight down there.
So it's what, 2 inches, 3 inches of concrete there? Straight through it.
And all around you, where it's peppered. Fragmentation. The container where the bomblets sit in, the back piece, the fins, everything, they're all different pieces. Coronets, springs, everything that has been brought out the area.
So basically it's shit in a container, packed up in here, yeah?
Yeah. The them ones, the puffer bags, what happens is they all sit in, all compressed like that. Got little holes. Gas will blow it out, and all of this will fall away. As it fall in, they'll extend, arm, and the way the coronet's shaped for aerodynamics should fall that way, and then with a standoff, impact, and then your fragmentation as well. There was 22 cluster strikes in this area. Each bomb container carries 147 bomblets. So there's about 3,000 that were dropped in this area.
Got a couple of Serbian community living around here, and we've also got a Serbian church.
which we obviously protect against intimidation and revenge attacks.
This is the Serb church in Pristina, and it's the only church that has been blessed in Pristina. So it is a great significance to the Serb community around here.
I think without doubt, if we was to go, then this place would probably go with us.
Once the lads have walked around the church to make sure that's okay, we'll come up here. Not necessarily knock on the doors, but just to make sure everything's okay.
Dobry dan.
Dobar dan.
Kako ste?
Kako ste? Dobro.
Ja sam vodnik Bilimila. That's it, that's all I know. Makes the job worthwhile to come here and speak to people like that and be welcomed into people's home like that. You know, it's absolutely amazing, because at the end of the day we trained throughout our careers to do one thing, and as infantrymen that's to close and kill. You know, yet to come out here it's a totally different ballgame. You're almost a diplomat, stuck in between the two sides, making as many friends as you can and gathering as much information as you can. So at the end of the day, the people that we do deal with heavy-handedly are the people that deserve it, and not the innocent bystanders.
Since '93, I've seen this area at war, I've seen it after war, and I've seen it now close to war again. I can't see how they're going to stop arguing and fighting and killing each other. I'm exhausted. It's exhausting my patience and my compassion for the place. I've done it, you know what I mean? There's nothing more I can give these people. And I can't see in them a future. You know, if NATO left tomorrow, then this whole place would just erupt, just totally erupt. And for what? There's not been a winner here. The Serbs haven't won, the Croats haven't won, the Bosnians haven't won. Everyone has lost out there. A whole generation has grown up surrounded by hatred and propaganda, and they've not had a chance to flourish and develop as a people. When I leave this time, it'll be for a long, long time. I won't be coming back for a long, long time.